What if I told you the loneliest puppy in the world found his first friend in the most unexpected place, a rooftop? But the journey to that rooftop will tug at your heartstrings. James was no ordinary pup. With big, soulful eyes, he had everything he needed: food, shelter, and a roof over his head. But one thing was missing: love. Day after day, James watched the world pass him by. His human came and went, barely glancing at him. The other dogs ignored him. He felt invisible, like he didn't belong. But James didn't know that his life was about to change in the most surprising way, starting with an unlikely meeting on a rooftop. James spent most of his days alone. His human was always busy, too busy to play, too busy to notice the little puppy waiting by the door. At the park, other dogs ran and played, but James stayed off to the side, unsure of how to join in. He often gazed up at the sky, imagining a world where he wasn't so lonely. One day, while wandering around the quiet building he called home, he spotted a door left ajar. Behind it was a staircase leading upward. Something about it called to him. With hesitant steps, James climbed, not knowing where it would lead. When he finally pushed open the door at the top, he was greeted by a vast, open rooftop and a sea of city lights twinkling below. For a moment, it felt like freedom. But then, a small, curious voice broke the silence. "Hey, what are you doing up here all by yourself?" James turned and saw a little grey pug staring at him, her head tilted to one side. "My name's Bebe," said the grey pug with a wag of her tail. Bebe was bubbly and full of energy, the complete opposite of James, who was shy and reserved. From the moment they met, Bebe made it her mission to befriend him. "Come on, James, let's chase the moon," Bebe would say, darting around the rooftop, turning it into their own playground. At first, James wasn't sure how to act. He wasn't used to anyone paying him attention. But Bebe didn't mind his quietness. Slowly, he started to open up, wagging his tail and barking for the first time in what felt like forever. For James, Bebe brought something he had never known before: joy. But deep inside, he couldn't shake his fear. What if this happiness didn't last? One stormy evening, James waited on the rooftop, but Bebe didn't come. Just as he turned to leave, a familiar bark stopped him. "James, there you are!" Through the rain, Bebe appeared, soaked but smiling, carrying a small blanket in her mouth. "I thought you might be cold," Bebe said, dropping it at his paws. In that moment, James realized he wasn't alone anymore. James and Bebe turned their rooftop into a place of unbreakable friendship, proving even the loneliest hearts can find family. If this heartwarming story of James and Bebe made you smile, like the video and subscribe for more emotional animal stories. Remember, the best friendships can happen when you least expect them.